giving honor to God.
Yeah, man.
To Reverend Young, my pastor of 30 years.
Yeah, man.
To Reverend Davis, the State Baptist Convention, to all the ministers gathered here who answered the call of my pastor, to my friend and the dean of the Mississippi delegation,
Yeah, man.
Benny Thompson, Congressman Thompson,
Yeah, man.
now Chairman Benny Thompson.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know, Benny said he needs some help in Washington.
Yeah, man.
With your help and your prayers next week, I want to tell the dean and the chairman that help is on the way.
Help is on the way, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To Roland Martin, to Ingenue LS2, to my family, Portia, my wife, and Tom Espy, who had so much to do with this gathering this evening, and to my campaign staff. I thank all of you for coming. I'm just so appreciative. I'm going to just say a few words because actually after Benny Thompson and all the praying and Roland Martin and the singing, I just want to save my voice so I can debate what you might call it.
Yeah, save your voice. Save your voice, Mike. Save your voice.
You know, let me talk about that.
Save your voice, man.
You know that we're going to be debating tonight, God willing, in about 5-6 hours.
Yeah, man.
And that thing is strange because, you know, after the election, they didn't think that we would be in the running. You know they thought that this thing would be over.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that they had all hotel rooms already booked out to go back to Washington. But you said, with your prayers, and with your votes or your support, you told them not so fast.
Not so fast.
I mean, you fought to a tie, 41-41, a sitting United States Senator, with the support of number 45, with the support of the governor, with the support of Bishop McConnell, with all the corporate support. Well, it's less now. It used to be Walmart. They fell off today.
Yeah, man.
But you, with praise and prayer, fought to a tie.
My Lord.
And so the day after the election, I sent her a letter. I said, let's debate. Since you wouldn't debate us in the primary,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, that was Chris McDaniel. They thought he was not nice. She said, he's not, you know, he's not nice. The SP guy is nice. And so so I sent a letter. I said, since you wouldn't debate Chris McDaniel, I said, I would have debated you 3 times. And the letter came back, no, we'll agree to debate once. I said, okay. And then I sent a letter. I said, okay, where's it going to be? Why don't we go to Jackson State or Millsaps or some neutral college, Ole Miss, Mississippi State? I don't care. If it's one, we'll do that one. And they kept it and they said, no, we want to do it at the Mississippi Farm Bureau. Now, there's something about that. You know, I was Secretary of Agriculture. I know something about the Mississippi Farm Bureau, Benny. And I also know that the Mississippi Farm Bureau had already endorsed her. Y'all know Brett Favre used to play with Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, yeah.
He's their spokesperson. Back in April, he was on the TVs endorsing Sinai Smith, and then the logo it said Mississippi Farm Bureau.
Yeah, yeah.
So they wanted 1 instead of 3. They wanted their own venue. And then I said, okay, if you just want to have 1, if you want to have your venue, then I want to have a crowd. I want to have somebody to listen to me and you, to listen to us talk about the differences between our policy and our vision.
Yeah.
And then they came back, Reverend, they said, no, we'd rather do it in the studio.
My. In the studio.
So tonight we're going to be in the studio.
Yeah, no people.
There'll be no people.
No people.
My wife can't even come.
My wife. My.
So I don't have the crowd.
Yeah.
And I don't have the venue.
Don't have a venue.
But I'm going to have the truth.
Hey.
And here's the truth.
Yeah, man.
We need to change Mississippi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So many seniors are now being threatened by the takeaway of their Social Security and their Medicare.
Yeah, man.
So many veterans who fought in our military just want to go to the Son of Montgomery Hospital
My Lord.
and be well cared for. So many of our children and grandchildren just want to graduate from our fine universities in Mississippi and have a job waiting for them that's reasonably related to their course of study
Yeah,
without student debt.
yeah. Yeah.
So many of us who are ill and infirmed with hypertension and heart disease just want to make sure that the rural hospitals that Benny Thompson talked about can still remain open.
Yeah, man.
And they're closing one after another, because the governor 2 years ago refused to take the Medicaid expansion money. Then all of us with pre-existing conditions, like me, I got it 5 years ago, and I noticed that I had lost the voice that God gave me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So I'm fighting this, I'm fighting it tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get through it.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to get through it because
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Mississippi's got to change.
Mississippi got to change.
We have no more time to wait.
Yeah, man.
We had someone to make these statements, and you know what they were. I'm not going to repeat them.
Yeah, man.
Her statements went viral in the last 5 minutes after she said it. Everybody heard it.
Yeah, man.
They heard it at Jackson State about suppression.
Yeah.
They heard it at Rust
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
about the other school. They heard it at Alcorn. Is that the liberal college she talking about, Betty? I don't know. Everybody heard it. But also the corporations heard it. And the good folks of Mississippi of Goodwill heard it. And everybody knows that we don't want to go back.
Don't want to go back.
So tonight I'm going to be thinking about the veterans and the seniors and the students and those infirmed and those who just want to do it better and those who are not going back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And I'm going to think about somebody else. I'm going to be thinking about my mama. Now, she is gone to glory.
Yeah, man.
But my mama, I remember her. She taught me and my twin sister how to read and a chalkboard in the kitchen because we couldn't go to a public school in Yazoo City. And you know why. I'll be thinking about my mama. Went downtown Yazoo City to try on a dress. And on it, so I told her, Willie Jean, if you try it on, you got to buy it. Because those who coming behind you, they may not want to try on what you just tried on. And I remember when she went to the shoe shop, Roland, and she said, I want to try on these shoes. And they said, well, Willie Jean, if you got to try them on, you got to buy them. Because they may not fit you and nobody's coming behind you. So I'm going to be thinking about Willie Jean. I'm going to be thinking about your mamas and your daddies. I'm going to be thinking about my matriarch, Fannie Lou Hamer, who fought and bled and died in Ruleville, Mississippi. You know, when I decided to run back in March, I didn't know that whatchamacallit was running. I didn't know who was running. But I decided to pay a visit to Ruleville. And you know, she's buried in Ruleville, and she's got a big statue there. I'm talking about Fannie Lou.
Yeah, man.
And Roland, we had I was by myself. I didn't have drivers. I didn't have staff. Nobody but me.
Yeah, man.
And I went to her gravesite, and if you haven't been there lately, it's surrounded by a chain link fence.
Yeah.
And it was locked. I was surprised it was locked because it was a Saturday afternoon, but nobody was there.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to admit something to you tonight. I got a little screwdriver out of my car. And I picked a lock because I wanted to be with her alone. And that gate opened. And I closed it behind me, and I put some money in the collection box so they could fix the lock that I just broke. I said, Betty Lou, this is Mike.
Mike.
You the one that ran for Congress in 1964.
Yeah, man.
Knowing that you could not be elected.
Yeah, man.
Yet you had to be the lodestar. You had to be the signal. You had to be the person that people like me would come behind.
Yeah, man. My Lord.
I said, I want to do it again. I want to try to do it again. I need your strength. I need your prayer. I need your spirit. This thing is not easy.
Yeah, man.
We got 82 counties.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the second district is hard enough. There's 82 counties, and some of them have not welcomed me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I felt, Roland, a little twinge, a flicker of a spirit in my soul.
Mama.
And Betty Lou said, go on and get it.
Go ahead and get it.
Go on and get it.
Go ahead and get it, man. My Lord.
So tonight when I step in the studio with no audience and
Yeah, man.
in a place which might be uninviting.
Yeah.
'Cause I was the Secretary of Agriculture of the United States.
My.
And I did not get support from the Mississippi Farm Bureau. That's okay. That's all right. So when I stand there, I'm going to be thinking about you
Yeah, man. That's it.
and Betty Lou and Willie Jean and of all of us who are not going back to that day of what she said.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We're not going back to that day where our votes are suppressed.
Yeah, man.
And we at that other school.
My Lord.
We at that liberal school.
My.
I'm going to tell them tonight that I'm a Democrat.
Yeah, man.
I am.
Yeah, man.
I'm proud to be.
Yeah, man.
But I'm going to represent everybody.
Everybody.
Because I believe that, yes, we came over here of different ships. We're all in the same boat now.
In the same boat now, Doc. Same boat now.
We're at the top of all the bad lists
My Lord.
and at the bottom of all the good lists.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that we have to change that.
We got to change.
So I'm taking my seat. I just want to thank all of you for coming.
Thank you, Mike.
It's because of you that we won on November 6th.
Yeah, man.
I know I didn't do it.
My Lord.
You got your churches out.
Yeah, man.
Now, you know 45 is coming back.
Yeah.
Last time he came once. This time he's having 2 rallies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we know why he's doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, I was in school and there's a theorem in physics. It says that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's going to depend on you.
Yeah. That's right.
In your churches,
Yeah, man.
in your homes,
Yeah.
in our schools. You got to let them know that we're not going back.
Yeah, man. That's right.
And all that happens on the 27th.
Yeah, man.
So I thank you for being here. I thank you for your spirit. I thank you for your enthusiasm. I thank you for answering the call of my pastor and our national president. And I want to say to you that I'm going to do my best tonight.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to ask whatever question they throw at me.
Yeah, man.
That we can't take any notes in, nothing, so we just going to be talking.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell what you call it, what's for.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That to represent Mississippi, you got to represent everybody.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The black and the white,
That's right.
the women and the men,
That's right. That's right.
irrespective of race or irrespective of religion.
Yeah, man.
Because we all have something to do. So if you invest in me, I'm going to invest in you. If you invest in me, I want to make sure that your investment is well justified.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you pray for me, as you did today,
Yeah, man.
and thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
If you look me in the eye with a steady gaze, give me a thumbs up sign. Tell me that we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
We're going to win so big on the 27th.
Praise the Lord. Praise the
And then I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to work
Yeah, man.
for health care
Yeah, man.
and for housing and for student debt
Yeah, man.
and for pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to work with Benny Thompson.
Yeah, yeah,
He's my dean.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm just going to be the best senator that you've ever had. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.